Likelihood is, there's really there's no options in terms of the law, the election law, because they're gonna have to run for a special election next year. Because the vacancy.
We are live.
Oh, okay.
Daryl.
Sorry, it takes a little minute to get started.
I know, but it's a special election, it would be a special election just for 1 year.
Yes.
Then they gotta run the year after, on the 27th. Because that's when Jude's term would otherwise have expired.
That's correct. That's exactly right.
They gotta run 2 years in a row.
That's correct.
Okay, well, welcome everybody to the Village of Webster Board meeting for June 12th, 2025. And I would ask you to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. And Jude, would you like to lead us, please?
Sure. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. First item on our agenda tonight, as that, is public comment. So if anybody would like to address the board, come to the side podium, state your name, and we'll listen. Yes, sir.
Hello, Peter Elder, 59 Dunning Avenue. Hope you're all doing well tonight. So I have a slightly different hat on tonight. I'm coming to you as one of the commissioners of the Board of Elections tonight to remind everyone about the village election next Tuesday. But I also want to remind everyone that this is going to only be the third election that we'll be using our new voting machines. So I want to make sure that there's information available for the board and for Heather, because she can put these up and you can keep these, all the rest of the extra ones.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I saw you on the news the other night, you look good.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so it's going to be a very simple process to use the new machine. So I want to encourage everyone to go on to the Monroe County Board of Elections website and look at the video that's there that shows you a live demonstration of how to vote on the machine. It's really very simple. You will come in, they'll check in just like normal. You'll be getting a blank ballot, small slip of paper, about this big. It's a white sheet of paper. That'll be placed into a printer, which will then have a header on it, which will let the voting machine know what ballot will come up. For the village election, obviously it'll be the village election for the mayor and trustee of the village of Webster, and then you'll see when you come in. Then what will happen is on the left-hand side that the display will come up with that ballot on it. You'll just make your selections there. Once you decide what you wish to select is what you wanted to, you just hit to print the ballot. The ballot will actually be printed for you on the right-hand side, just to compare the selections that you see on the right-hand side to what you selected on the left-hand side. Assuming they're the same, and they should be, you would just hit cast ballot. The ballot's then cast and is put into a secure ballot bin at the back of the machine. And that's it. With a ballot that this length, most voters will probably take less than 90 seconds to go through it. We have had great success with the voting machine for 2 elections now. We use it in the March village elections and also in the school district elections. The March village elections, one of those villages was the village of Pittsford, where the mayor's race was only decided by 1 vote. So not only did we get a chance to test the machine under some pretty tight conditions, we were actually able to do even some recounts to determine if it worked under those conditions, and it worked flawlessly. So I hope all of you have a great experience with it. If you have any questions, call the Board of Elections at any time. And again, go to our website at the Monroe County Board of Elections, click where the video is that you can look at how to use the machine. It's very simple, but it'll get you familiar with it before you come in on election day next Tuesday. Do you guys have any questions I can answer?
I do.
Yeah.
Can a person write, I don't see any place on here that there is a write-in, whether you can type that or whether you have a space to write that name or selection. So I'm questioning whether or not that's been eliminated from casting ballots or not.
It has not. It's still there. You can actually, what you would do is you would just press where what the candidate column you wish to write in that candidate's name, whatever name you wish to write in. And then what'll come up is a screen where you type in the name. So you just type in like BYERTS.
It's on the screen typing.
Yes, and once you've done that, that'll be recorded by the machine. What's nice with this particular voting machine is that when you return to the main screen, the selection that you have made will actually appear right there, so you can confirm it immediately. So if you vote for Superman, it'll actually say Superman right on that screen for you to compare to. So that's a really good feature. The other good feature about the write-ins, which was one of the big selling points of the machine actually, is you no longer have to squeeze your write-in into that little box, and we don't have to, with the Board of Elections, determine what that actually means. Because sometimes signatures are kind of tough, words are kind of tough when people are writing them out, especially in that small little area there. So now everything's typed, so it's a lot easier for us to read if there is a write-in. And the machine will actually produce a listing for us of all the write-in that were done. So we'll take
We got Donald Duck.
yes, and you can people vote for Donald Duck, they vote for Spider-Man, they vote for all kinds of things. But those are not eligible in this jurisdiction. So you have to be in Brooklyn, I think. Anyway, so does anybody have any other questions? So, okay, well, if you do or anything comes up, either if anybody calls the office and they have any particular questions, feel free to refer them to us, we'll be happy to help. Okay.
And can you let me know offline later when we can expect the machines and,
They'll be delivered I can actually let you know now, they'll be delivered on Monday.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Peter.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Peter. Okay. And at this particular point, I think that we will move to village board business. First item on our agenda tonight is resolution to approve the minutes for May 22nd. I'm going to ask that we take a motion to vote on them at the next meeting, as they are not at this time available to us.
Make that motion.
Second.
Trustee Polito?
Aye.
Trustee Belkane?
Aye.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Mayor Byers?
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, next item is a resolution to approve the claims and warrants. I personally had the opportunity today to go through them all, and I did not have a particular question on them. Therefore, I would pass this on to Carl if you had any questions. You were going through them.
Nope, I also looked at each and every bill and agreed with everything. No nuts and bolts this time.
Okay. And I'd ask for a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Love doing that to me, don't they? Did we get a second?
I'll second.
Oh, forgot it.
One of them would have been a second.
Trustee Belkane?
Aye.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Trustee Polito?
Aye.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Mayor Byers?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Next, we have a discussion regarding the proposed liaison to the fire department. We have a number of liaisons as we go through our annual meeting, and we have designated list of things that people are responsible for. And currently, one item has been left off, right? Fire department. And since it is a neighbor to us, and since we have coordination with them, I think that, Carl, you have a good idea. So I'll let you expound on that if you would like to.
Well, over the past several years, there's been some differences between the bid and the fire department. And I feel that if we are going to sit in on negotiations with the fire department, that we can kind of ease the tension that's going on.
Negotiation, you would mean
Not negotiation.
terms
but,
of the coordination
The
of
coordination, yeah.
things like the parades that take place and
You know, even now, there's a little conflict between the bid and the firehouse about scheduling what's happening at the field, at the fireman's field, and those kind of other events that they are reluctant to hand out to the bid, and let them know what's going on. So I suggest that we have a representative meet with the fire department. I don't know if it would be one-on-one or one of their meetings.
is the fire department field, is the fireman's field part of the village that the bid would have a say in? I don't know. I don't believe that the fireman's field is in the village.
No, it's in the town.
It's in town.
Does the bid coordinate anything there? Is that beyond their purview or not?
Well, you know, who's the liaison to the bid right now? I mean, you are, right? And so is
And-
Judy, you are.
Yeah. I don't know, Jake, what do you think?
I think it's a great idea. To me, to get together and
I mean,
concentrate and
it's important.
coordinate. I think we had Jazz Fest at the same time. There was another event going on
Yeah.
last year down in it. They're really coordinated. I know the fire department's redoing the way that they do the field. I think Fred Saban is the guy now that's kind of coordinating those things, and he's real good. You know, he's around
Yeah.
every day and stuff. So, yeah, I think it'd be great. You know, it's a little tough when the main road through town is closed and somebody's having an event down at the field at the same time and someone's having one. You know,
Yeah.
And then there's a point along, you know, Pierce Street where you get music from both directions and it's a little confusing.
That's just a typical, misinterpretation that happens, and, you know, does it have to be a board?
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but what would your role be? If you were the liaison, what would you do? Meet with both of them, try to.
Just a second.
Just coordinate a meeting of some sort.
Dan, does that have to be that liaison has to be a board member?
Huh?
It doesn't have to be a board member, but even if it were a board member, the village government has no control or authority to regulate what goes
Yeah.
on at Fireman's Field. So I guess you'd have to be careful if a trustee is sitting in on these meetings, are you know, putting some undue pressure on somebody because, I don't know. it's-
Yeah, I understand. But I know somebody who would
Because
gladly do that,
the village,
not a board.
does the village even financially contribute to the Northeast Joint Fire District?
Well, so what would happen, trustee Lauer asked me to put it on the agenda, I really didn't know, and I thought if you want it on the agenda, it sounds like a good idea, there's been confusion in terms of events and dates, so we just thought just to have someone listen in so that we could have coordination with different dates, I think that was all. And most of the liaison positions, you guys don't really tell people what to do, you kind of just listen and report back to the board. But I guess,
You wouldn't be able to change it. That's
No.
what.
well, just to, I guess, just to let us know.
Right. Carl
Because
Linda
what's his-
listens, there's 2 events on the same day over here, we report it back to the board. The board doesn't have control over that, so I'm just trying to understand what the role will be if it's a board member.
But if it's not, even if it's not, I would hope that they would communicate to the board what things are happening. In other words, would that person be autonomous?
Well, I think that's, so actually a bid member, now that I really think about it, a bid member should be the liaison to the fire department.
Well, they
I'm just gonna
do,
say that, Ben and the fire department should
Yeah.
talk.
And
they do invite Elena, I know some, we've gone a couple times, Jake, right, for big events, but what were we at, is it Christmas?
Well, a lot of times when there's road closures and things, but that's more coordination for
That's different.
the road closure and barriers and things like that. But
Peter, what do you think? You're a big guy.
I am, but just, so you know, the village board did at one point have liaisons to the fire department. So it wouldn't be out of character for the board. So that person would go to like the fire council meetings. They would go to, sometimes they would go to board meetings. So there was always this ability to kind of to listen and talk back and forth. And you might find there's some synergies there you're not even aware of. So we're talking exclusively about events here, but it can be as much as they want to, we want to replace the sign out in front, how can we work together? So who knows? There's a lot of things that could come up.
Yeah.
We are neighbors.
Put it out, so I don't think else.
Well, I think the issue really is between the bid and the fire department. And I know a person who would gladly go between the two departments and report back and forth. And I can talk to the bid and present that to them.
The bid's also a creature of village government, so,
That's,
you know, the bid doesn't exist separately but for the village.
Yeah.
So, like Peter says, even though you don't have any, financial interest or, you don't have a ton of leverage, but just, these negotiations, as Carol was saying,
yeah.
just in terms of better knowing what's going on, it couldn't hurt to have, if somebody, who wants to raise their hand?
he's already on, Jerry's already the liaison to the fire department.
Really?
Yeah, that's been on our thing for
Oh,
the
well,
last
then what are we
82
talking
years.
about?
How
Well,
many
I
meetings have we gone to?
have no idea. I haven't gone to that. That's not the point. The point is you put something on the agenda and said you don't have something, but you do. And second of all, like I said, I'm just trying to understand the role. I'm great about putting process together and making things better, but there has to be a role, there's gotta be some understanding of what the objective is to me. And just knowing what's going on, maybe that's all we're doing, and coming back and sharing it, it's great. But
That makes a lot of sense.
I don't know
Just
what you
know
do
what's
after
going
that.
on.
You can go back to the fire department and say, hey, can you change your event? Because they're doing a different event now. I just don't know if we can get into that business, in my opinion.
Well, it's my fault for not knowing that then, but,
But if you have someone that's outside this board who's a liaison saying, hey, quarterly, I want to pull you guys together monthly to talk about the upcoming events, that makes sense to me.
I do.
I agree.
I do. I think Jody would be a good candidate to do it. She's
Yeah.
very involved in
Oh my
bidding
gosh, is she ever?
in the fire department.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's acceptable to the
We
bid.
keep
I
booking
guess.
events on the same dates.
It's just
Not, sorry, not us. the bid.
facilitating communication between the fire department and the bid, basically.
Yeah.
To make sure that,
And she knows everybody in the fire department.
Yeah.
Everybody in the bid, so she would like to have it.
That'd be a
They're
good
all-
base start. I like it. Yeah.
That's all I got.
Who's gonna set it?
So we can, there's not one discussion on that proposed.
No, she would
Person
take
next
it to
time.
bid.
Yeah.
I don't see some explanation.
No, we just did all the appointments, that's what I'm saying. How nobody knows it's out there. It's a funny story.
But the appointment is the same, Wilkers,
Mhm.
and have somebody who can coordinate between the two, and we can set that up.
I sit in a meeting, let's just say,
Good, we just did, and the fire department.
You guy.
Mhm.
Sorry, guys, that means when you put on it.
Well, you can pursue that offline, but
Thanks.
I can just
I'm
have,
sorry. I'm trying not to be argumentative.
Yeah, Jody work between the
she
bid.
could go and coordinate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just, I got to feel about that.
I don't hate
I mean, I don't think that's I felt uncomfortable hearing about.
I think-
Carl, no idea is a bad idea. Bring it up.
Yeah.
That's what you do, right.
Okay, thank you. I'll do that. Everybody's okay with it?
Mhm.
Peter?
All right,
She'd probably text me and say, what the hell?
Item 4 is a resolution to authorize an intermunicipal agreement with the county for the county aggregate energy program. Renewing this agreement is in effect, has been in effect anyway, and what we'd like to do is simply to renew it. Okay? So, can I have a motion for authorization to continue to renew this agreement with the county for county aggregate energy program?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Trustee Belkey?
Aye.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Trustee Abolito?
Aye.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Mayor Byers?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Our fifth item here is a resolution to authorize the mayor to sign the contract with Empire Wrecking for demolition of the pole barn at the wastewater treatment plant. One of the considerations, one of the actual items that the town provided to the village and to the sewer department is we had we had the bids go out and pursuing the changes that are going on down there was that the 4 things had to happen, and this was one of the 4 things that was necessary to have take place. And so, Jake, I guess I would put this to you in terms of some of the information behind this. You've explained it to me, but you can explain it a little bit more to the board regarding this.
We did looking at the pole barn in 2 phases. One's the demo and then one's the construction of the new pole barn. They're gonna be spread out. The demo, we did kind of an RFP, got 3 quotes. One of them came in under the bid threshold. And they all have their own forms and way of saying things, but they are all apples to apples comparisons. And so Empire Wrecking was the lowest responsible bidder, and they're gonna take, with the board's permission, take the barn down and clean up the spot there, dispose of everything, so. We did go back and forth, they sent out their standard contract, and Don reviewed it, and I don't speak for him, but he reviewed it, we tweaked it a little bit, sent it back to them, they returned it signed, so they like the changes that Don suggested. So, with the-
And there's still gonna be, like I spoke to you earlier about additional costs as the ACM or PCB materials tests come back and then you have to do some sort of abatement.
Yeah, there was a review, it was part of the project, it wasn't intense on that building because it was separate from the project, but it was one of the buildings identified. The other drying bed is a greenhouse with glass and glazing and things that would be more of the PACM. They didn't find, I guess, a reason to test in this building because there wasn't articles or materials present that they would suspect or would have been, presumed or potentially asbestos containing or PCB, so there wasn't really testing, but that was because their investigation, I think, led them to say that there wasn't a need. So, but certainly if there's something that was identified, then it would be something that would be a separate item. But that was consistent on all of them really, is it didn't handle any hazardous material.
Are you comfortable with Empire?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I know Sessler,
Yeah.
previous stuff, but I wasn't, as long as you're comfortable with that.
Yeah, no, they're the ones that did the well houses down on Lake Road. They took down the well houses, not the wells, it was a well drilling company that had to do that, but the well houses themselves materials, and fire bid. And I think we've done some other stuff, of course, as well, so.
But all three quotes excluded any hazardous materials that was found. That's all, that would be extra.
Right, well, I'm just saying, your vote, we're voting on prices here that if they found stuff would be different than what we're voting on. So usually we test, wait for the test results, add that dollar amount to this dollar amount, and that's the actual cost. So, that's all it was a question.
And then I would say further, taken from my discussion with you, what they would do with the stone, once the stone from the existing trickling filter,
Yeah.
I showed you, that would be crushed and used as a base for the new pole barn.
That's good.
Which I think is a good use of it.
Yeah, it's great, a beneficial use rather than taking it off-site somewhere and paying to get rid of it. So it's good.
Okay, so then I would ask for a motion for, you to sign this contract with Empire Wrecking for the demolition of the pole barn.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Trustee Bucking?
Aye.
Trustee Abolito?
Aye.
Mayor Byers?
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay.
Daryl, I'm sorry, can we go back just for 1 second, back to the, county aggregate? Don, didn't we say once, so they wouldn't give us the agreement front, can you just explain, we're gonna come back and have them authorize the mayor to sign the agreement, right, isn't that what we said? Because they could only give us this draft at this point.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna make any changes to it, but obviously Daryl cannot sign an agreement that's got drafted and.
Yeah, they wouldn't give it to
stamped
us at
all
the
over.
county.
So,
Hey,
the county is strange. I think they wanted a resolution just to, so that the village basically indicates its intention to enter into another agreement. And
Yeah,
then they'll send the agreement.
yeah, they wouldn't
So,
want us, they wouldn't want us to move
kinda
forward until they give us that.
So having a motion to intend to do.
Well,
what they said.
the motion was fine,
yeah,
because it actually, except for maybe, resolution to authorize, instead of it should be to authorize an intermunicipal agreement with the county. Right? You're not necessarily authorizing this one, because it's only a draft. But the resolution is fine.
Okay, they wouldn't give it to us unless we
Well,
said,
it's because it's not effective, it doesn't start till September, so they figured, well, they got a lot of time between now and September to actually generate the actual contract. Okay, why they couldn't do it all at once, I don't know, but.
so once we send them notification that you
Yeah.
approved it, then we'll get an
Right.
agreement.
yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, sorry, I just wanted to point that out.
Let me ask this question. If this is kept on file, this draft, I keep it, and the copy that is sent, and we approve that we're going to sign it, but they send something that is different from that, what is the meaning of what we're doing? Is it null and void?
No, well, that's why I said the resolution should say to authorize an intermunicipal agreement. You're not authorizing this particular intermunicipal agreement. You're just authorizing an agreement with the county to supply gas and natural gas and electricity, period, that's it. And then they're gonna follow that up with the actual agreement.
Yeah,
Okay.
So this, giving you this draft just kind of confused things, really. Just forget the draft.
I know you asked, and they said that they might be able to get it, but they didn't,
True.
obviously.
It was a little, like I said, it was a little strange
Yeah.
with the county person, you know. She says, oh, all we have now is a draft. Well, what, we can't authorize entry into a draft agreement. Just send us a real agreement. Well, we can't do that until that'll happen later. Okay. I guess they just want to know what municipalities are going to join with the county again. Basically, is all you're saying.
and they weren't anticipating any changes, but,
Yeah.
and we're not gonna get, you're gonna sign it on contract HQ, so we're not even gonna get it
Right. Yeah, they do it all electronically with the county. But there should be, before you sign it, there really should be another resolution of this board to authorize you to sign it, whether it's electronic or otherwise.
Just wanted to clarify that. It's
Yeah,
kind
so
of weird.
It was a little confusing to Heather and me what the county actually wanted.
Thanks, Tom.
'Cause I think the first time, they just sent the contract. We didn't go through this two steps.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we good with that?
Yeah.
Wait for.
As long as you understand, it's a two-step process, and we'll look at that agreement when it comes in, and then there'll be another resolution before the board to authorize you to enter into it.
Okey-doke.
Assuming you're still the mayor.
Assuming I am,
Next
that
Tuesday.
is correct. Which brings up a point about the election, which is going to be held next Tuesday. I'll just reinforce that. And it will be held here in the boardroom from noon until 9 o'clock next Tuesday. Familiarize yourself with the procedure, look online, right, on how to vote for using the new machines. Be quite interesting, a little different. All right. Well, at this particular point, Jake, did you have anything quick? Pressing?
You're gonna hold me quick?
Pressing.
Yes, just real quick then, the next meeting, I just alluded to, I was gonna, before the next meeting, I'm gonna send out a bid packet for the pole barn construction. I worked on that, went back and forth with Don on it, and I think we got it okay, or I got it, well, we got it, he's got it. Don said it was all right.
As long as your specs, you just start working on this.
Yep, 'cause I did that yesterday, so I'm gonna finalize that and
Yeah.
or it's finalized, I just have to send it to you. And then there's also, there's easements that we're gonna, be looking at reviewing for this short extension of, storm sewer, for up on South Avenue, in the back for drainage. This year, we've gotten a lot of discussion about drainage, because we've got more rain in May than I think the last 25 years or so. It's not always the best year to evaluate how well your drainage is working when nobody's is working and everything's saturated. And the last thing, I know a few meetings ago, quite a few, I think there was a discussion on West Webster Firehouse. They had a letter and a proposal. I don't know, I got a call, I think it was before the last meeting we talked about it. I didn't know what the status of that was, or if anybody was able to schedule a meeting with the firehouse or the representatives from West Webster yet for the well field use. But I just wanted to bring it up, so.
Follow up with me maybe tomorrow, Jake.
Okay, well, tomorrow, yeah,
All right?
traveling, but
Good travel.
yeah, it's gonna be.
Well, then Monday, we'll decide as well. So we can be in contact.
All right,
Okay.
thank you.
All right, at this particular time, I would like to ask the board to consider going into executive session for the matters leading to the appointment and/or employment of a particular person. So I would ask for a motion to go into executive session.
I'll make that motion, sir.
I'll second.
Trustee Abolito,
Aye.
trustee Lauer, and trustee Lancy.
Aye.
Trustee Belkane,
Aye.
Mayor Barnes.
Uh,
Motion passes.
Then I would ask that the camera be turned off and the board will stay. And I would ask everyone to